the chairman and the clerk of the caucus. And I'd like to recognize the chairman of the Board of Selectmen, Mr. Dolly, for that. Sure.
Good evening, and I would like to nominate James Rapetti for chairman and Eleanor Hurd for clerk of the caucus. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, I'd like to take a voice vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Mr. Rapetti, you're on.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Barry. This caucus is held under the provisions of Mass General Law, Chapter 53, Sections 117 through 121. We have a town election scheduled for May 20th, 2013, and our purpose tonight is to nominate a maximum of 2 candidates for each open office in that election. The following 5-part process will apply. 1, ballots must be cast and counted for those offices for which more than 2 candidates are nominated. The 2 persons receiving the highest number of votes shall be the caucus nominees. All nominees must receive the votes of at least 8% of those attending the caucus. Several years ago, we decided to allow the caucus clerk to cast a single ballot on behalf of the caucus in those instances when there are not more than 2 nominees. As a result, we will only count ballots for those offices for which more than 2 persons are nominated. 2, the person nominating a candidate may speak for up to 2 minutes on behalf of his or her candidate. There are no seconding speeches, but I would like to hear a clear and concise second from the floor. The candidates will be introduced at the time of nomination and may briefly speak if they wish. 3, at the close of nominations, candidates will be introduced again and their names will be displayed on the easel in the front here. If necessary, voting will occur after the completion of nominations for all offices to be filled. And lastly, 5, all nominees must accept the caucus nomination by signing the caucus certificate. Please do not leave the hall before you have a chance to sign the certificate. If a nominee is not present tonight, he or she must sign the caucus certificate at the town clerk's office by Thursday, March 13th at 4 p.m. So I would like to reiterate, no vote will be necessary if there are only 2 nominees for each office. Are there any questions about this process? May I have a voice vote adopting it for this caucus then? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, thank you. Anyone who wishes to run for office may, as an alternative to seeking caucus nomination, secure nomination papers from the town clerk. They must be submitted to the Board of Registrars by March 17th, 2014 by 1 p.m. Again, that deadline is March 17th, 2014 at 1 p.m. 39 signatures of registered voters are required for that nomination. So again, March 17, 2014, 1 p.m., 39 signatures. We will now turn to accepting nominations, and the first position will be town moderator. I have a conflict of interest, so I would like to ask Barry Croft to run this portion of the meeting. Thank you.
Get out of that pretty quick. I will now accept nominations for the office of moderator for the town of Dover. Okay.
I'd like to nominate James Rapetti.
I'd like to ask everybody to use the microphone because this is all being recorded.
And Peg Crowley, 7 Cedar Hill Road. I'm very happy to place in nomination the name of James Rapetti for a 1-year term as moderator. He probably needs no introduction to most of you here. He has served us well over the past year as moderator. And over the many years he's lived in Dover, he has served in many other capacities. It's probably fair to say that Jim is overqualified for this position. He is a professor of law at BC Law School. He is also Dean of Academic Affairs. So his curriculum vitae certainly are very strong, but more importantly, I think, is Jim's commitment and dedication to the town of Dover. We're very fortunate to have someone who is willing to put in the time to do this. And I've served on many committees with Jim over the many years and can attest to his honesty, integrity, and just a really fine man. So I urge you to nominate, to vote for him tonight and again in May. Thank you.
Thank you, Peg. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Thank you. Are there any other nominations for the position of moderator? Seeing none, I declare the nominations closed. And you can come back. Thank you, Barry.
Thank you, Barry. Okay, the next position that we will consider nominations for is town clerk. The town clerk position is a 3-year position. May I have a nomination as well?
Well, 29 Main Street. I'm very pleased to be able to nominate Felicia Hoffman for the position of town clerk. Felicia and her husband, Hope, moved to Dover in 2001, and Felicia began working in our town clerk's office in 2008 as assistant to the town clerk, and in 2011 she became the assistant town clerk. And all of these years have provided invaluable on-the-job training from everything from issuing dog licenses to maintaining town records to running the federal, state, and local elections and a whole lot in between. And I'm sure that by now she knows just about every dog owner and horse owner and member of every board and committee in town for all the swearing-ins she's done. But anyway, I've known Felicia and had many interactions with her during her time there in the office, and found her to be very organized and very efficient, always helpful and always patient and unfailingly cheerful and unflappable. I think between all of those qualities and her qualifications and her experience, she would make an outstanding town clerk, and I hope that you'll join me in voting for her.
Thank you very much, Kathy. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay. Do I hear any other nominations for town clerk? Okay, Felicia, would you like to say a few words?
Well, thank you, Kathy, for those kind words. I also want to thank Barry for many years of mentoring me and getting me ready to do this. I have enjoyed over the years getting to know many of our residents and getting to know more about the town, and I look forward to continuing that and hopefully acting as your town clerk. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Felicia. Hearing no other nominations for town clerk, I declare the nominations for that position closed. The next position is a nomination for the Board of Selectmen for a 3-year period. Yes, Mr. Dolly.
Jim Dolly, 28 Nola Drive. It is my honor and pleasure to nominate Robin Hunter this evening for the open selectman's position. I've worked with Robin as a colleague the last year. She filled Joe Milliken's unexpired spot a year ago. At the time, quite honestly, we were worried about the void that Joe might have left. A great townsperson, knew the history behind town, worked well with everyone. Robin has come right in and filled that hole tremendously. So it's my pleasure to nominate Robin, and I ask you to vote for her this coming May. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dolly. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay, hearing a second. Robin, would you like to say a few words?
Robin Hunter, 32 Cedar Hill Road. I moved. I've really enjoyed filling Joe's unexpired term. I like to say I've learned a lot and done a little. So perhaps in the 3 years to come, I can do a lot and maybe learn a little bit more. It's been really fun working with Carol and Jim, and it's been having served on the school committee and the warrant committee, I thought I knew everything, and I don't. So I really hope to maintain the financial well-being of the town and work another 3 years doing it. Thank you, so please vote for me.
Thank you, Robin. Hearing no further nominations for Board of Selectmen, I declare nominations for that position closed. Next position is for the Board of Assessors, a 3-year term. Yes, Mrs. Crowley.
Peg Crowley, 7 Cedar Hill Road. I am very happy to place in nomination the name of Caroline Bonnie Akins for a 3-year term on the Board of Assessors. Bonnie has served 5 terms on the Board of Assessors and has expressed a desire to serve yet another term, 3 more years. We are so fortunate to have Bonnie in this position because she brings a tremendous amount of experience and history to the position. She is committed to doing a good job. She's an extremely hard worker. She's worn many hats in this town, and I would urge you to support her tonight and to vote for her again today.
Thank you, Pat. Do I hear a second? Second. Okay, thank you very much. Mrs. Akins.
Thank you, Peg. I'm happy to do this again.
Thank you, and thank you for your service. Are there any other nominations for Board of Assessors? Okay, hearing none, I declare nominations for that position closed. The next position I will consider nomination for is for the Dover School Committee for a 3-year term. Mr. Dollar.
Thank you. Jim Dollar, 28 Norwood Drive. This evening I would like to nominate Henry Spalding for the open position on the local school committee. As you know, the Spalding family has given so much to the town over the years. And Henry grew up, graduated from the high school, I believe in 91, Henry? And now lives in town with his 3 children, 2 of which go to Chickering. So we'd love to see the Spalding family continue the great tradition, and I hope that you vote for Henry in May. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dollar. Do I hear a second for Mr. Spalding? Okay. Are there any other nominations for school committee for this 3-year term? Well, for the for the second position?
Yes.
Okay. Any for this particular position? None. Mr. Spalding, would you like to say a few words?
Thank you, Jim. Henry Spalding, 1 Burton Road. Not only did I graduate from Dover Sherburne High School in 91, I think I graduated from Chickering in 82. I did the math properly. So, as a graduate of Chickering, I believe in the school, I believe in the kids, I believe in the teachers, in the community. So I look forward to the opportunity to serve, and thank you.
Thank you. Hearing no other nominations for this 3-year position, I close the nominations. And we now have another 3-year position in the Dover School Committee that I would like to entertain nominations for. Do I have any nominations for the second 3-year position? Robert?
Robin Hunter, 32 Cedar Hill Road, Dover, Massachusetts. I would like to take the opportunity to nominate Lauren Doherty to serve on the Chickering School Committee. Lauren and her family have lived in Dover for 15 years. She has 4 children. All of them have attended the Dover schools. She has served on the school committee for the past 3 years, and I've been fortunate to serve with her on certain committees. I was very happy to hear that Lauren wanted to do another 3-year term. I think she's been invaluable to us in the Dover community. She is unable to attend this evening, so please vote for her in the election.
Thank you. Do I hear a second? Second. Okay. She's not here. Do I have any other nominations for this 3-year position on the school committee? Okay, hearing none, I declare the nominations closed for this position. Thank you. The next position is the Dover Sherburne Regional School Committee, and that is also for a 3-year term. We'll now ask for nominations for the 3-year term for the Dover Sherburne Regional School Committee. Yes.
Jennifer Silva, 8 Stonegate Lane. I'm pleased to nominate Carolyn Ringel to the Dover-Sherburne Regional School Committee. I met Carolyn because we served together on the Dover School Committee many years ago. We enjoyed working together so much, we're current business partners. Carolyn has 3 children who all have attended the Dover schools, and I ask for your support for Carolyn and me.
Thank you very much. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay. Carolyn, would you like to?
Carolyn Ringel, 4 Abbott Road. As Jennifer mentioned, I served on the Dover School Committee about 5 years ago, one of those as chair. I loved my time there so much that I decided to come back for the Regional School Committee. While working on the Dover School Committee, I had very good relationships with the people on the committee, with the Capital Budget Committee, Warrant Committee, Board of Selectmen, and I would love to work with all those people again, so I ask for your support. Thank you.
Thank you. Here we go with the nominations for this position. I declare the nominations closed for this position. The next position is actually 2 separate positions on the library trustees. For the library trust, it's a 3-year term. Each trustee position is a 3-year term. For the first position, for the library trustee, term of 3 years, do I hear any nominations? Thank you.
Hi, my name is Beth Haisner, 70 Main Street, and it's my pleasure to nominate Judy Schultz. She's served as one term already as a library trustee. She's been a real asset to the board. I've enjoyed working with her. She is a lifetime Dover resident. She loved the library as a child, and now with her husband and children, she enjoys it very much. She uses the heart of our community, and I would love to see her to continue to work in that venue.
Thank you.
Supportive.
Do I hear a second for this nomination? Okay.
She's not here.
She's not here, okay. Are there any other nominations for this particular 3-year term for the library trustees? Okay, hearing none, I declare nominations for this position closed, and I would now like to consider nominations for the other 3-year term library trustees. Yes, thank you.
Hello, I'm Ann Coster, 13 Hartford Street. I'm currently co-chair of the Library Board of Trustees, and I'm here tonight to nominate Kimberly Hatfield for a 3-year term on the board. Kim and her family moved to Dover in 2012, but she assures me they've enjoyed hikes in Noannet Woods since the 90s in Dover. They have 3 girls at Chickering who love the library and are enthusiastic supporters. The whole family is. Kimberly is a freelance writer and has a background in marketing and fundraising. She's a volunteer for various causes, including Chickering School. She's served on the board of Westwood Community Chest and on the advisory board for the Walker Program in Needham. I'm very happy about the skills and experience that Kim can bring to the library board, and happy to nominate her tonight. I hope she has your support. Thank you.
Thank you. Do I hear a second for Kimberly's nomination?
Second.
Okay, are there any other nominations for this position? Hearing none, I declare nominations closed for this position. Kimberly, let's see yours.
Hi, I'm Kimberly Hatfield, 6th Street Road, and we love the library, and I look forward to being more involved. Thank you.
Thank you. The next position is the Cemetery Commission, and there is one position for a 3-year term as a Cemetery Commissioner. We now receive nominations for this position. Mrs. Jackman.
Carol Jackman, 19 Haven Terrace, and it gives me a great deal of pleasure to put in a nomination the name of Pope Hoffman. He adds a great asset to our committee. He certainly has a wonderful business head, and we would look forward to working with him for another 3 years. So please do consider, and Pope, I'm going to give you my 2 minutes. You can take those to talk.
Thank you, Mrs. Jackman. Do I hear a second for this nomination?
Second.
Okay, are there any other nominations for a 3-year term as Cemetery Commissioner. Hearing none, I declare nominations for this position closed. Mr. Hoffman, would you like to say a few words?
Carol's 2 minutes plus mine.
No. Sorry.
I'll be short of information.
I know you too.
That's pretty short.
I know you too long, Pope. 2 minutes.
Pope Hoffman, 12 Rocky Brook Road. Carol, thank you very much for the kind remarks. I'll pay you later. It's been really enjoyable working with Carol and Bill the last 2 years. Hopefully I've lent some new perspective. We've got a lot of projects ahead of us. And hopefully you'll all vote for me for a few more years so I can continue working with them. And thanks very much.
Thank you. Next position is for the Planning Board. It's a 5-year term. One position on the Planning Board for a 5-year term. We'll now entertain nominations for a position of Planning Board 5-year term.
I'm Mark Sarah, Colonial Road. I'd like to nominate Jane Remsen for Planning Board. Jane has been a resident of Dover for quite a while. She has also been an active member of the town and an active member of her neighborhood in Strawberry Hill. This year marks the end of Jane's 2nd term on the board, to which she was elected first in 2004, and she served as chair for a number of years as well before training me as the current chair of the Planning Board. The terms are longer on Planning Board because of the knowledge that's involved of zoning issues and also the institutional knowledge of the town that's helpful to have going in. After 2 terms on the board, Jane has plenty of both. She knows all the right issues, she asks all the right questions, she's a very strong advocate for the town on all matters before the board, especially open space and scenic road issues. And so the town's benefited greatly from having Jane serve her 2 terms so far. We're fortunate she's willing to serve a 3rd, and it's a pleasure of mine to put her name in nomination. Jane's not here tonight, but she asked me to convey her enthusiasm for the board and to thank the caucus for its support.
Okay, thank you, Mark. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay, are there any other nominations for the position of Planning Board 5-year term? Hearing none, I declare nominations for that position closed. The next position is for the Board of Health, a 3-year term. Are there any nominations for a 3-year term for the Board of Health? Thank you.
I'm Barbara Secker, 263 Dedham Street. I am very delighted and happy to be able to nominate Dr. Joe Musto for another 3-year term for the Board of Health. He has been on the Board of Health since 2002 and has accumulated a significant experience and lots of knowledge in addition to his training and his background, which is, of course, very scientifically oriented. So I'm asking you to please join me in voting for Dr. Musto at the next election.
Thank you. Do I hear a second? Second. Dr. Musto, would you like to say a few words?
When I was young, I didn't limp, and it will be gone in 2 weeks. Barbara, thank you very much. You're very gracious. It's been a pleasure working on the Board of Health with Barbara and Harvey, and our 2 agents, Michael and George, and I look forward to another 3-year term doing what we can do for Dover. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Musto. Are there any other nominations for the Board of Health? Hearing none, I declare nominations for that position closed.
I want to thank Mr. Moderator for giving me an extra 30 seconds or maybe a minute, because I would like to take the opportunity as chair of the Board of Health to express our appreciation to Diane Fielding's work for the Board of Health over the last 13 years. She resigned in December due to health reasons, and we're fortunate now to have Karen Hayet to replace her, but I cannot let Diane go without singing her praises, if you forgive me for saying it this way, because she was just some person who made Board of Health what it ultimately became, because when she came in, there was very, very little administrative background work in. She built it up and she did it all. In addition, she actually became very active in the emergency preparedness program, which started in 2001 after September 11. And over the last 5 years, we have been working very vigorously on the Lyme disease committee, and that administrative job she took on as well. So I cannot thank her enough, and I take the opportunity to say to everybody that we will miss her.
Well, thank you for those words, and thank you for Thank you very much. Our next position is Parks and Recreation. It's a 3-year term. Do I hear any nominations for a 3-year term, Parks and Recreation?
Good evening, Scott Simon, 53 Main Street. It's my pleasure to nominate Nancy Sims to one of the most popular committees for the Park and Rec. It's a 3-year term. I have had the pleasure of working with Nancy not only for several years on the Lawn Committee, but for the last several years on the Park and Rec Commission. She is very dedicated, committed. She has 4 wonderful children that we have kids the same age, so I've known Nancy for a while. I think we're very lucky to have someone like Nancy continue on a committee that certainly does a lot for the town and the citizens. So please join me in supporting Nancy and voting for her in May.
Thank you, Scott. Do I hear a second? Second. Okay. Are there any other nominations for Parks and Recreation 3-year term? Hearing none, I declare that position, nominations for that position closed. Nancy, would you like to say a few words?
Thank you, Scott, for that nomination, and I think it's interesting that the space on the board only allows for one name. Maybe to Scott's point that it is such a popular position. I've enjoyed my years working on Park and Rec thus far. I've made some great relationships, working relationships, and I look forward to continue to work with the town and for the town in this capacity. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Nancy. We now have 3 positions that we will consider nominations for. Trustees of the Larry B. and Whiting Estate. We'll consider nominations for each 5-year position. We'll consider nominations for each 5-year position separately. So I would like to entertain nominations for the first 5-year position as trustee of the Larry B. and Whiting Estate. Are there any nominations? Mr. Sheridan.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Carl Sheridan. It gives me pleasure to mention Phil Latazzi as the as the trustee for the Larrabee and Whiting Estate. Phil has just finished up, I believe, about 10 years, and now he wants to do some more. And I think that there couldn't be a better person to nominate Phil Latazzi, trustee of reservations.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Sheridan, appreciate it. Do I hear a second for this nomination?
Second one.
Second. Okay, do I hear any other nominations for this first of 3 positions as a trustee of the Larrabee and Whiting Estate? Hearing none, I declare nominations for this first position closed. Mr. Latazzi, would you like to say a few words?
Good evening, Phil Latazzi, 25 Valley Road. As I look around the room here, I can probably safe to say that 67 years ago for Carly and 60 years ago for myself, we received our Dover High School diplomas in this room. I have served on the cemetery board for 18 years, acted as the Board of Health agent for 22 years. I've been the Larry Whiting trustee for 10 years, and I would love to carry on as a trustee. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Latazzi. Okay, the next nomination will be for the second position as a trustee of the Larrabee and Whiting Estate, also a term of 5 years. Mr. Sheridan.
Thank you. Thank you. Again, it gives me pleasure to nominate Mary Crane. I hope she's here.
I think.
as the trustee for the Larrabee and Whiting estate. And I know you have also served quite a bit of time. And that gives me a great pleasure to have you back there. Thank you.
Do I hear a second for Ms. Crane's nomination? Second. Thank you. Are there any other nominations for this second position as a trustee of the Larrabee and Whiting estate? Hearing none, I declare nominations for the second position closed. Ms. Crane?
Thank you, Mr. Sheridan. I'm honored to, if you re-elect me, to serve in this position again for another 5 years. I served on the Board of Health for 12 years prior to this, and being a trustee of the Larrabee Whiting has been really, we've dealt with a lot of different issues with the land, for the town. We've given away some money to some very needy folks, and I would love to serve again for another 5 years. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you, Mary. And lastly, we would like to have nominations for the third position for the 5-year term as a trustee of the Larrabee and Whiting estate. Mr. Sheridan.
Yes, again, pleasure. Jonathan Fryer. Nominate Jonathan for the trustee of the Larrabee and Whiting estate. And he's been around here a long time. I think we're very, very lucky to have 3 of you taking care of the Larrabee estate. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Do I hear a second for this nomination? Second. Okay, are there any other nominations for this third position as trustee of the Larrabee and Whiting estate? Hearing none, I declare nominations for this position closed. Mr. Fryer?
Is it 20? This is my 3 terms, 5-year terms. If I'm elected again, this will put me 20 years at Larrabee and Whiting. It's an important position in town. We're called upon regularly to manage the estate. And I've been very lucky to have 2 co-trustees to work diligently with me, and I hope they'll give me an opportunity to serve another 5 years. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Since we have not had more than 2 nominations for each position, I would like to direct the caucus clerk to cast 1 ballot for the caucus which reflects the names that have been put forward tonight. I would like to remind everybody that we have a town meeting on Monday, May 5th and 6th. Hopefully it will be just May 5th, but it might be May 6th, 2014, at 7 p.m. And town elections are Monday, May 19, 2014, from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Registration for both will be accepted by the registrars until Tuesday, April 17, 2014, from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. I would like to ask all nominees to please come forward at this time to sign the caucus certificate and pick up campaign finance materials. I note that there were a number of candidates who were not able to attend tonight. I would like to remind the nominees who were not present tonight that they must appear before the town clerk to sign a caucus certificate by Thursday, March 13th at 4 p.m. Again, that's Thursday, March 13th at 4 p.m. If you have any questions, feel free to call me and I'll be happy to remind you of that date. Now, I would like to ask for a motion to adjourn this caucus. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Everybody wants to go home. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.